It's happening. All that endless training is going to be put to some kind of use. All those questions of, hey, you train so much, what are you training for? And me responding, I just like training the house down. I'm not training for anything. It's finally happening. I'm training for something. This is my first week training for my first 50K trail race. I know. I probably should have raced one last year and probably should have raced one earlier this year. But all that aside, I will be racing on February 9th, 2025, Black Canyon's 50K. And the funny thing is, I didn't just randomly sign up for it. I actually signed up back in May and basically didn't tell anybody and haven't been training for it. Just been riding my bike, obviously with all the bike content that came out over summer. With that out of the way, yes, I am officially training for something. I am training for my first 50K, and I'm going to take you guys along for the journey. This is going to be a weekly series where every week I'm just going to drop a video up until race day, and then of course there'll be a race video. So I figured this is a good way to keep me accountable, give me something to create this winter, and hopefully some good content for everybody watching. So I'm super excited to have some kind of purpose behind training. It's been a while since I've properly trained for something. So this should be fun. It is actually Wednesday. I am sitting here talking to you, procrastinating running because, wow, that looks good and sunny out there. Truth be told, it is very windy out, and yeah, I'm just being lazy. Let's jump into earlier this week. So Monday, 60-minute just recovery run, super easy, nothing hard or strenuous. The weather was really cold, so I opted for doing this on the treadmill, which I don't mind the treadmill for easier runs. I actually don't mind the treadmill much at all. Nice thing is I can just set my pace, forget it, change the treadmill to a gradient I like, and actually get some vert in with it. So Monday just looked like a 60 minutes easy run. I had the treadmill set to 2%, ended up getting a little bit over 6 miles, and it was 600 feet of elevation gain if you put that into a calculator. I also did just some strides at the end, and that basically was my Monday. Super easy. Tuesday was actually mirrored to what Monday was, and apparently the weather wanted to do the same thing. Super cold on Tuesday, so I ended up doing another 60 minutes easy on the treadmill, 2% grade, so exactly the same, and then some strides at the end. And that brings us to good old Wednesday. I guess this is where we're starting the video. And I guess that means it's time to stop procrastinating, put the camera away, and suck it up, Buttercup, and go get some miles in. All right, let's do this. Well, as you can tell, I am losing daylight quick. It's still super windy, but I'm gonna try and get this workout in. The workout for today is 90 minutes endurance pace. Not as slow as our recovery days the last 2 days, but not as fast as doing speed work or anything like that. Kind of, I guess, that pace you can just get stuck into and stay steady with. Almost time for this headlamp. Super pretty though. Woo! Well, finally made it to Thursday. And once again, it is insanely windy outside. Been waiting around all day, hoping to get this run in, hoping that the weather would calm down, but no. So what does that mean? Suck it up, Buttercup. Time to go run. Okay, so I want to introduce you guys to my new training partner. This is my new training partner. It is the Coros Pace Pro with this insanely bright AMOLED screen. I'm actually really terrible with remembering workouts. Trying to remember my paces, 800 by 5 or 1K by something. I just cannot remember them for the life of me. And also, if I'm supposed to be hitting certain paces, let's just say I'm not good at remembering that. So I always program my workouts into my watch. So every day I build my workout into the Coros app, and then it uploads to the watch. That way I don't have to try to remember anything. The watch will guide me through the workout. So for example, say I am to hold a 7:30 pace to an 8:30 pace. The watch will literally have a gauge on there for 7:30 to 8:30. And if you run faster than that 7:30, it will literally, the pace will turn red, the watch will beep at you and be like, hey, slow it down. Now on the flip side, if you get to that 8:30 pace and start running too slow, the pace on the watch will literally change to blue, and it will also beep and tell you, hey, you're running too slow, pick it up. So that's one way it holds me accountable, so I'm not running faster than I should be and I'm not falling behind. Also, if you're doing like 800s by 5, it will literally walk you through those workouts. So you'll run your 800, it'll beep and let you know you finished that one, go into whatever you have set for the rest. Once the rest is done, it'll go off again. You run your 800, when it's done, goes off. Now I program my workouts every day. You can use the desktop and like program a whole month. So I open up the Coros app here. You'll see the calendar icon. You open up that, and that is where you're gonna find all the workouts you programmed, or where you can program workouts. I just go into the day I wanna program. Most of my days are already recorded, so I'm just gonna make one up as we go, just so you guys get the rundown, see how it all works out. Let's go for Sunday. Click on 24, which is Sunday. I'm supposed to have a long workout on Sunday, but I will just make one up just for the sake of this video, show you how it pops up on the watch and everything. So then you select your activity type, run or trail run. So we'll go ahead and go trail run. You can add a description, you can change the title. Then down at the bottom you'll see add exercise. And this is awesome because you can start out with your warm-up, your training, your rest, whatever you want to throw in there. It's already kind of set like that. So we'll go warm-up. So you can go into target time and change that. You can change it from time, distance, whatever you need. So Sunday we'll go time, 10 minutes, it works for me. And then you can add either paces, heart rate, whatever you want the intensity type, whatever you want the watch to kind of hold you accountable for. So for this one, I'm just gonna go not set because I just need 10 minutes warm up. I'm gonna run super easy. I don't need a watch to tell me, hey, run slow. I'm good at running slow, trust me. Hit this top right button, the save at the top there, and then that's my warm up. The little plus icon down at the bottom there is where you add in your next thing. If you're doing like a track workout, or you know you have like 5 by 800s, you would hit the interval. If you're doing a longer run like I am on Sunday, I would hit training and then just add in the distance or the time that I want. So for training, I'll hit that, and then I'll go into target type. So target type, we'll go 1 hour, and then we'll go into intensity type. You can either set your own pace, or if you wore the watch long enough, you can go off a threshold pace. And if you wore your watch long enough, it will have an endurance pace, a tempo pace, and all that, and it'll hold you to that. So for this, I'm just gonna go threshold pace, and I want this to be an endurance run, so I'm gonna hit that. I think Coros has me right now at a 8:47 to 9:30 for my endurance pace. Maybe a little bit slow for a flat trail run, a little bit fast for a hilly trail run, and a little bit slow for a road run. Okay, real quick, I forgot to mention, if I'm not gonna do the threshold pace, and I know I'm gonna be running somewhere that has elevation gain or big hills, like on most of my trail runs, I will then set it for percentage of effort pace. And then you can as well pick out aerobic power, endurance, everything else like I had mentioned before. Essentially what this metric does, it will take into account the gradient that you're currently running on, and then it will adjust your pace to what it would be on flat. Super cool. Hit save. So now we have a 10-minute warm-up, 1 hours at percentage of threshold pace, which would be my endurance target zone. Now say if you want to throw in some strides or intervals towards the end, now this is where this comes in handy. Trying to keep track of 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Like, you have to constantly look at the watch, try to remember your time. It gets complicated. So by programming in an interval set for even just 20-second strides makes it so simple. The watch will go off, you go do that 20-second stride, it beeps, it lets you know it's done, 20 seconds rest, beeps, okay, time to get back on it. I love that. Love just taking away having to think about things. We'll go into the intervals. The top up here, it'll tell you repeat 1 time, so you can select how many times you want that interval to happen. Normally I do 6 strides at the end of these workouts, and then we'll go back into editing what kind of target type you want, what kind of intensity you want. So for this, we'll go time again. And like I said, you can change this for like distance, your training load, your elevation gain. Like, there's so many other options. For this, I want time. We'll go 20 seconds, because that's normally what my strides are at the end. And now for this, I knew my strides were like at a 6 minute pace, 6:30 pace. I would put that in there and try to hold it, but it's such a short rep that I just go not set, save. So now basically what that set is gonna do is 6 times. So 6 times it's gonna go 20 seconds on, 6 times it's gonna go 20 seconds with rest in between. I mean, does it get more simple than that? And then at the end here, we'll throw down a cool down. Normally 10 minutes is good, intensity type, not set, don't need to set any pace for that. And that is how I program my workouts. And then we'll just go ahead and name this Sunday Fun Day. Hit save at the top right. And then you'll see on the calendar, Sunday Fun Day right here. We'll go back. Just make sure your watch syncs. You can see it kind of going around at the top left there. Gives me a nice little check that my watch has synced. And then now I'll go into the watch. And what I really like about this, it syncs super fast. So I can literally do this in just a couple minutes right before my run. I don't have any issues. So we'll go into a workout, Friday, Thursday, try to find my Sunday, and there it is, Sunday Fun Day. Just like that. It literally, I mean, what did that take? Less than a minute? It syncs so quick. It actually is probably quicker than that, but I had to scroll through. So now I'll just show you on my watch. You take the turn dial, and the first thing that comes up I always have set is my workouts. So we'll just click on that, and then we'll scroll down. Sorry, I cannot see this. Choose Sunday. We're looking for Sunday Fun Day. Oh, there it is. I did find it. So that's Sunday Fun Day. This is my new training partner, and why I know it probably sounds funny saying a watch is your training partner, but this thing holds me accountable. So for that workout example, it's going to do 10-minute warm-up, which we program. So for 10 minutes, I'm going to run. It's going to track that. It's going to have a timer that counts down. When the timer's done, it'll go into the next set. The next set we programmed was an hour at endurance pace. It's going to have this bar, and in that bar is your pace, and it'll show you where you are at on that pace, and above it is actually the current pace. And then when that's done, it'll go into whatever's programmed next. Like I showed, I had the 20-second strides, so you'll go through that. And when the whole workout's done, it'll count down. I think it starts at like 5. It'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it'll say workout complete. And then it'll give you an option of either saving the workout or resuming if you want to keep running. So that's how I program my workouts. That's how I'm training for this 50K. My favorite thing about training is just waking up and doing what needs to be done. And so by programming my workouts into the watch, it just eliminates an extra stress, an extra thinking, an extra step. I just follow the watch, do the workout, I'm done. There's nothing left to it. I mean, it's a game changer for sure. It makes life so much more simple. So that's how I use the Coros app with the new Coros Pace Pro. And the nice thing about the Coros Pace Pro, like I said in the beginning, was that bright screen. So it's super easy to read the workouts. If you guys have any questions about how I do that, if I didn't explain that good enough, just drop a comment below. Also, if you have any questions about this new Coros Pace Pro, let me know. See what I'm doing? I'm dragging out this Thursday run. Let's go get this running. All right, finally done procrastinating. Gonna go get this run in. Probably should talk about the run last night, how that went. Super proud of myself. Yesterday is just one of those days where it's like the time ran out and like there were so many things just like keeping me from getting the run done, and I was like, you know, had every excuse in the book to just not do the workout and just skip it and, you know, do it another day. But I said no, and I'm gonna do this, and I got it done. I mean, I've never ran that late, so that shows that I was actually like dedicated to get that run done. But the run went really well last night. Ended up with just a little over 9 miles. Last night was super rad. You know, I don't really run in the dark a whole lot, so running in the dark was pretty fun. It was a new place. Looking at the map, you could tell I didn't know where the hell I was. So, but super happy with how the run went last night. Body feels pretty good today. It did have like almost 900 feet of elevation gain, so yeah, I don't feel too taxed from that or anything. I think if I was running it like a little bit easier like I was supposed to, I've been like more than 100% today, but super happy with that. Headed up to the ditch trail now, which is just this super flat little canal trail. You guys have probably seen it a bunch of times in my cycling videos. So I'm gonna go over there now. The workout today is basically the same thing as yesterday. 90 minutes at endurance pace, but let's get it. It seems like it's getting darker and darker. So the wind's picked up, obviously. I'm hoping it doesn't rain or snow. Not sure if you guys can even see me. It looks so dark on the screen. Hit that U-turn, halfway done with the workout, halfway done with the run. Just a little bit over 5 miles. Got 45 minutes left, averaging 8:41 pace, which is spot on for the endurance pace today, especially being on a flatter surface. Keep finding myself pushing a little bit faster at times, like that. Good old watch keeps reminding me, hey, slow it down a bit. So, all right, get these last 5 miles, call it a Thursday. You. Week is just battle of the winds, I swear. It is currently Saturday. Yesterday, Friday, was a travel day. Just did not have enough time between packing and then dealing with the world's biggest detour to get any run in. So, if you can't tell by my attire and those views, I'm no longer in Reno. I'm currently back in the desert, back in Borrego, and I couldn't be happier because it is 70 degrees. And while yes, it is still windy, it is not a freezing cold wind. It feels just fine. No miles yesterday. Got into town today a little bit late. Not letting that be an excuse. Getting out and getting this 75 minutes that I have on deck today. And how could you complain with how this looks right now? So good. Sunday fun day, y'all. You know what that means. That's right. Made it to the last workout of the week. I saved the hill for this little intro to Sunday. Good news is I have the watch program to do the grade adjusted pace. So while I'm not moving very fast, currently it tells me with this elevation, technically on a flat road, this would be like a 7-minute, almost a 6:50 minute per mile. And if you can see, the gauge is actually set to 846. So it's just taking in real world calculation of that elevation and giving me an output that is still relative. Let's see what kind of fun we can get into 2 hours in this wild, wild desert. It's come to my attention that this is now officially a thing. So while I'm in the middle of my workout, I have to do this for you guys. And you're welcome. Why do we run? Why do we cycle? Why do we do the big vert? For them views. Oh, views. Oh yeah. Look at them views. Another day running up from the desert floor. Let's go. Billy goating my way up this frickin' mountain. Literally mountain. 4 miles in, 1,000 feet of elevation gain. Super sick day out here. Found some new trails connecting over to another area I've already known about. From the doorstep to the trail. Wow, cannot complain with that. Super rad. Gonna get some vert today. Long runs do not mean it has to be big miles. Long runs can be big miles, it can mean big elevation, it can mean little miles at a slow pace. This is my kind of a long run day. Getting that vert in. Views everywhere. Cactus. Sick. First hour is down, 1 more hour left to go. You know what time it is. Time for that titty sandwich, y'all. Crazy. So currently 4.6 miles in with 1,500 feet of climbing. Yeah. That is pretty dang solid. I could do a bunch more climbing on the way back, but I think I'm going to try to run around the mountain that I just came off of. So I don't even know if you guys can see me. This just looks like I'm talking to a black screen. But yeah, I got 1 more hour left, so I'm going to head back now. I might end up back a little bit early, which is alright. And then I need to finish editing this video and get it up for you guys to watch tomorrow, Monday. And we need to still talk about how the week went, how I'm feeling, and all that fun stuff. So I guess I need to get to it. So sick. And just like that, that is the end of week 1 First week training for my first 50K. Only 11 more to go. Just finished up my long run Sunday. Cut it a little bit short. It was like 15 minutes short just because I took a shorter route back essentially that had no elevation. Where my mileage is, where the vert is at for this week, I have no issues with cutting it a little bit short. I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything, so totally good. Before we wrap this up, let's go back through the week of everything I did, and then we'll kind of go forward. Alright, jumping back into earlier this week, Monday and Tuesday were exactly the same, 1 hour, just easy pace. So Monday ended up with 6.3 miles. Tuesday ended up with 6.6 miles. Both of those were indoor on the treadmill. Super boring, super slow, no frills. And then Wednesday was 90 minutes, and that was a trail run where I got 9.7 miles in. Thursday was exactly like Wednesday, 90 minutes, 10.37 miles. Friday, travel day, complete wash. Saturday, just ended up with a little over an hour on the road, 8.3 miles. And then Sunday today, ended up with 8.76 miles. I know, you're like, wait a minute, your long run was shorter than everything else. That is because that 8.76 miles had 1,600 feet of elevation gain. So that's where I stacked on the vert for the week, was there. Now, like I was saying in the video, a long run can be either miles or elevation or just time on feet. It doesn't always have to be about distance. So that brings us to exactly 50 miles. It was actually like 50.09 miles, just under 8 hours of running, and 2,953 feet of vert if you do not include the 2 treadmill sessions, which were at a 2% grade. If you include those, it'd be closer to almost 4,200 feet of vertical gain. So very, very happy to A, have 50 miles in, and B, hit 4,000 feet this week. So let's just cap it off with how I'm feeling. Yeah, super pumped on this week. It's only the first week, and it was pretty much just a easy week. This week was really about just getting time on the feet, just getting the miles in, kind of pushing the miles a little bit. This training is not really the most sexy. It really comes down to getting some vert in, getting long miles in, and just getting time on the feet. That's what I'm trying to do. If I get those things in, I can go into this race knowing I can do what needs to be done. I'm feeling pretty good, actually. Monday, Tuesday, super easy, no big deal. There was a weight training session in there as well as a bike session, so super solid. Wednesday was that trail run. I felt a little bit of fatigue going into Thursday because of the trail run Wednesday. Friday was supposed to be either super easy run or completely off. Travel ended up making the decision for me, took it completely off, which worked out great. Yesterday, 8 miles on the road, went super solid, and then today I just woke up just feeling wrecked, and I don't know if that was the travel, a little bit of a bug or what, just felt wrecked, but went out there, got the miles, and now I'm feeling super good. Super happy to lock in 1,500 feet on one run. The race will have about 2,000 something feet, just under 3,000 feet. So anytime I can knock out a shorter run than the race with similar vert or half the vert, yeah, I'm going to take that. We are down to 77 days to the race day. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this is a series going forward, so that means there's literally 10 more videos plus a race day video. And each week we'll have something a little bit different that I either want to talk about or something you guys want more information on. So if there's anything you want to know about my training or the race or equipment I'm using or workouts, whatever, drop them below. I'll try to implement those somehow in the videos going forward. And all that said, yeah, super pumped on this first week. It might take a couple weeks to get these videos kind of dialed in. This week was kind of a shit show with weather, travel, just a lot of things went all over the place. But I will say I am very happy with all the things that kind of came in place, and like there was so much room to make excuses or to skip workouts or be like, oh, I still have 11 weeks, I can skip this. I stuck to my guns. I got to work. I got what needed to be done, and I think that really set, really set the tone going forward. My mental going forward just really got me in the right place to just, all right, let's keep crushing this. So stoked on that. Any questions you guys got, drop them below. And yeah, another video next following Monday. See you in the next one. Later.